Hi everyone, this is Heather from the Purdue Writing Lab. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about e-tutoring appointments or asynchronous appointments. E-tutoring appointments are sessions where clients will share a document over WCO. I'll be able to receive the document and then comment on it and then send it back. So unlike online appointments where clients and tutors are chatting in a live chat at the same time, e-tutoring appointments allow clients to be able to upload a document, the night before or an hour before their session, and then review their comments, the comments that I've left for them whenever they get a chance. So if I look on WCO, I can see that I have an e-tutoring appointment because my appointment box is a dark green color, whereas online appointments appear as this dark red. So if I go ahead and click in on my session, I can see the client report form. So some things that I do before I even begin my session is I try to check to see if the client has any existing client report forms, and I can see that this particular client doesn't have any existing report forms, which means that they are new to the lab. They haven't had a session with us yet, so that's something that I keep in mind. Maybe if a client would benefit from providing a little bit more information about their assignment, or if they have any trouble uploading their document, I can kind of take some time and give them tips and tricks for how to navigate WCO. Maybe they don't know that information just yet. Another thing that I like to look at before I begin my sessions is I look down here to see what the client has listed as their preferred name and if they've also listed their pronouns. And then, of course, just like with any other session, I'll be able to see what type of assignment or genre the client is working on and what they hope to get out of the session today. So for this particular client, they're uploading a brief document, they're uploading an abstract, and they've received comments from their instructor that their writing is elementary. So what I'm getting from that is maybe they want to work on sounding a bit more professional. Maybe we'll be looking at diction, word choice, and in my comments I can kind of ask for more information. To be able to start the session, if I scroll down to the bottom of our client report form, I'll be able to see that the client has uploaded a document. So if I go ahead and click here, I can open the attachment. Okay, and so like I said, the client just uploaded a brief abstract, and what we're focusing on today is not sounding, quote, elementary. So because the client isn't here with me, I could read this document out loud to myself. I could skim through it. Because it's a brief document, maybe I'll skim through the whole thing first just to kind of get acquainted with the document itself and then start commenting. So I'm going to go ahead and read. The lab is going to be uploading videos about the different types of comments that folks can leave for online and e-tutoring appointments. I've gone ahead and I've made my comments to my client just to give them a jump start on the revisions, and I've also left a summative comment here at the end. I think it's helpful to mark my comments in a different color just for ease of access so that when my client opens their document, they'll be able to see really easily where their writing ends and where my comments begin. Because this client hasn't had a session with the lab before, I made sure to say that they are welcome to schedule another appointment with us at the lab. And to be able to actually share this feedback with them, I'm going to make a copy of this summative comment, and I'm going to go back to my client report form here. Let me just fit this in the window. And so if I go ahead and I click Add New, it'll take me to my client report form page. And for this, we just have to fill out the information that's marked with a red asterisk. So I can go ahead and click that we had an online or an e-tutoring appointment. We were working on a conference abstract. And some of the things that I really focused on with the client was focusing the subject, making some of their information a bit clearer, and also thinking about academic audiences. And so for this next part, even though I've left my summative comment here, it's helpful to also add that information here as well. Just for ease of access again. This isn't necessary. I've also seen some folks say, please see my comments in the attached document. So whatever you're comfortable with. And then the important part here is to remember that we actually have to share the file back with the client. So if I scroll down here, I'll click Choose File. And I can share the document. And I want to be able to make sure that my client can actually see their document. So I'm going to scroll down here and make sure that the client can actually get an emailed copy of my comments. And I'm also going to make sure that I click that the client or the student can have access to their document as well. So these are the two places that I have to make sure that the client is able to see the document that I'm sharing back with them. So I make sure to click this box here, and I also make sure that the client is selected here as well. And as you can see, I've uploaded their abstract. If the client has uploaded multiple documents, WCO will only allow us to re-upload only one document back to them. So let's say someone sends a CV and a cover letter. If I were sending those documents back to the client, I would have to compile them into one document. And I would make a note of that in my summative comment. I would just say, I've compiled both of your documents into one, and please see the attached file. So if I go ahead and save the report, I'll wait to make sure that it's been successfully uploaded. If you don't see this, something has gone wrong, so just be sure to check that. And I can also see that, at this time, my client was able to get an emailed copy sent to their email. They were able to get an emailed copy of their document. And I'm excited to share more Writing Lab tips and tricks with you guys. I'll be making an online session video as well. And keep an eye out for Dashelle's video about commenting, different types of comments, and troubleshooting. Thank you. Have a good night.